This is one of the most versatile monitors out there. This is the Hollyland Pyro 5, a super bright 5-inch monitor that's also a receiver and transmitter that can turn your phone into a wireless monitor as well. Alright nerds, let's get down to it. So the Pyro 5 features a 5.5-inch full HD touchscreen with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 and a 16:9 aspect ratio and an impressive 1500 nits of brightness, which means you can see everything on this monitor when you're filming outdoors. You also have the option to use the sun hood, but this thing is so bright that you really don't need to. The monitor has a solid build weighing just over 500 grams. There are two 1/4-20 mounts on the bottom and on the side. On the back you have two HDMI ports, one in and one out. And for the video pros out there, you also have an SDI in port. On the other side, you have a USB-C port to connect to a camera and actually control the camera. That's cool. You also have a DC power input to connect directly to a wall or to a V-mount battery via DTAP, or you can go mobile and power it using a Sony NP battery. On the side is an SD card slot where you can use an SD card and import your own LUTs into the monitor. But not only that, you can actually record proxies on that SD card as well. On the other side is the power switch as well as a headphone jack, and on the top are where the two antennas go, because this monitor is a receiver and a transmitter. You could use this as an ordinary monitor on top of your camera, but in transmitter mode, you can actually send a broadcast signal that supports up to 4 devices using the free HollyView app. Like, this could be a transmitter and a monitor on my camera, and I can use my phone as a wireless monitor. All right, so the monitor is cool on its own, but we're here to test out its wireless capabilities. So I've attached the transmitter on top of my FX2, and everything's paired up because we could see everything on the Pyro 5. Look at that. And look, I can even record on the monitor, record proxies on the SD card. So cool. So it's kind of a low-key monitor slash recorder. That is so cool. I mean, that person's not supposed to be there, but hey, it makes the shot look cool. All right, so now we're gonna get in frame. I'm gonna put this camera here so that you can see. Oh, that is so cool. So if I need to film myself, I can just hook up the Pyro 5 and then transmitter and check composition, and man, I can just film. This is awesome for solo creators. Now the Pyro 5 has a transmission range of up to 400 meters. We're not gonna go that far because, well, I don't want to. Did someone just walk in front of the camera? How dare they? All right, so that's the Pyro 5 monitor and the transmitter. Let's test out the wireless range connecting to my phone. All right, so I put the Pyro 5 back onto my camera and I've set the broadcast mode to be transmitter, and now I am broadcasting on my phone thanks to the HollyView app. I can even hear it. Well, you can't hear it now because we got this loud truck, but I could definitely hear my voice on my phone. All right, so here we are, I'm broadcasting on my phone. This is so great. I can even record on my phone. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, this is really great if you're working with a director or a client and you need the monitor to see what you're doing, composing your shot, but you also want the client to see what the camera sees or the director to see what you see. So just hand them a mobile device, maybe it's their own, download the HollyView app, and they can see exactly what you are transmitting. Like, this is so cool. Something to note too about the latency is that when you're using the Pyro 5 display as a transmitter, the latency is more obvious when you're using your phone as the monitor versus attaching the transmitter onto your camera and then using the Pyro 5 display as the monitor. Like, the latency is much better. It's not really a big deal to me because I just mainly use it to make sure that my shot is composed right, but it's a small enough detail that I notice and something that you should probably know. Now, the Hollyland Pyro 5 by itself is just over $400, but you can get the Pro monitoring kit for just under $1,000, which includes a transmitter, a receiver, handles, a handful of antennas, a shoulder strap, as well as this hard carrying case. Honestly, you could totally get by with just the monitor. I mean, the fact that you can turn this into a transmitter, broadcast a signal up to 4 devices, use the HollyView app, and then use your phone as an actual wireless monitor, like that's plenty. That's more than enough for a creator like me. But if you work with a lot of clients and you're on set quite often, then yeah, maybe consider getting the Pro monitoring kit so that you can actually have the transmitter, the receiver, the monitor, and all the accoutrements that come in that hard carrying case. Accoutrements, I like that word. This is so neat. Can you guys see that? And again, crossing the frame. What is the deal? I'm offended. All right, so quick pros and cons. I love the build of this monitor. Like, it feels really, really good, very robust. And I just love how simple this monitor is. I mean, touchscreen is great. I have all my essential monitoring tools. And I love that it's more than just a monitor. Like, the fact that this is a receiver and transmitter just makes it such a versatile tool to keep in your camera bag, you know? And so for me, the Pyro 5 is gonna go with me everywhere I go. Like, I love this thing. A few cons, well, it's kind of weird that there's no 1/4 mount on the other side of the monitor. It would have made sense to have like 2 handles on both sides, but there's only a 1/4 mount on the side and one on the bottom, and so you could attach a handle on one side. That's cool. Kinda, not really. And the only other minor critique that I have about this is the touch responsiveness. Like, when I'm selecting certain things, it doesn't always respond when I push a button. It could be also that I have very dry hands, and so yeah, but other than that, like, this monitor is just so useful. Honestly, I love this thing for the wireless capabilities. Like, that alone is like just is so worth it to me. And if you are a solo content creator, like, this is very useful to have regardless of what kind of camera you use to help you compose your shot. Like, you could just set this monitor on your camera, pick up your phone, use the Hollyview app, and then make sure that you're in the frame so that you can film whatever you need to film all by yourself. But Hollyland is like making some pretty awesome products this year, and the Pyro 5 has become one of my favorites. And so if you want to check it out, maybe grab one for yourself, then check out the links in the video description down below. But yeah, let me know what you think of the Hollyland Pyro 5.